Rakesh Sinha, the contention made by opposition parties, and 20 of them, not one or two, but 20 opposition parties have signed a joint letter saying that they are going to boycott the inauguration. They are saying this is an insult to the first tribal woman president. That the president is the head of the state, should be the one who is inaugurating this, not the prime minister who is the head of the government or the ruling party, but it's the head of the state who should be doing this.
You know, they are fighting against the Indian constitution. They are fighting against the parliamentary democracy. And they are fighting against the great tradition of this country. They are making everything controversial. Basically, constitutional offices are being made controversial by the opposition party. I'm asking a question. Why they have boycotted the president's address in the parliament? They have to answer to the nation. At every time, they created a controversy against the presidential office by boycotting the speeches. I'm asking the question that when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is leading a grand desire, a grand movement and campaign against that is decolonization of Indian mind. And it is surprising. There is a coincidence of commonality between Narendra Modi ji and Frantz Fanon. Although he was a Marxist, Narendra Modi is a nationalist. There is a great compatibility between the two. Frantz Fanon said that without eliminating every structure of the colonial period, which is a symbol of this sovereignty, you cannot create the decolonized state. And Prime Minister has done a great job. Second important thing is that when Prime Minister is inaugurating, opposition, I am reminding the opposition party, in 1975, Indira Gandhi inaugurated the parliamentary election. Then Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad was the Prime Minister. Should I ask that it was an insult of the Muslim Prime Minister? You are categorizing the presidential position as a tribal, as a Muslim. When Murmu became the presidential candidate, you just see the reaction of the opposition parties. Their reaction was not a positive and constructive. Therefore, I think that this is an opportunism. That opportunism is against the very, very essence of the parliamentary democracy.
Okay, so let me ask Sushmita Dev this. Why this newfound love for Draupadi Murmu? When her candidature was proposed by the BJP, your party did not support it. In fact, you had propped up Mr. Yashwant Sinha as your candidate. When she addressed the first joint session of Parliament, your party had boycotted it. Why are you suddenly showing this new love for India's first tribal woman president? Because you never really, had a role to play in her becoming that.
I find the question very interesting because the debate today is on parliamentary democracy. The key word being democracy. So where the constitution provides that a post can be contested, everybody's democratic right as a party is there to contest that post. And anybody who participates in that election to question their loyalty to the President of India once she's elected is itself an absurdity. And I think Rakesh Sinha ji is a very senior parliamentarian. He understands that. And let me remind him that there was one Purno Sangma ji also, the tribal candidate who had contested for the president's post. And we all know what the BJP did then. So let's not make it about why we contested the presidential post.
Okay.
I think what is important here is the letter that has been issued by 20 parties, because I believe that KCRG is also on board as we speak.
Yeah.
I think a couple of hours back in the press meet. We are asking a very pertinent question. We have put behind us the plethora of questions that were raised about the need to make such an ostentatious building when the entire economy was suffering after a huge unprecedented pandemic. Putting all that aside, this is a government that has constantly relegated parliamentary democracy into a dictatorship inside the parliament and outside the parliament. The last session stands testimony where the treasury benches disrupted the parliament. Apart from that, Jaka, if you're a keen observer of Indian politics, you know how bills have been bulldozed, how standing committees have been made absolutely redundant. And now, to camouflage all of that, comes an ostentatious building where Prime Minister Modi wants to tom-tom his commitment towards democracy. But I don't think one can ignore the way Parliament has been, I believe, relegated to nothing.
Okay, no, I want to ask Rohan Gupta.
Just one second, Jaka, just one thing.
Okay.
Just one thing I want to say, that please read the letter of the opposition carefully. we fail to understand that why the President of India has been totally excluded despite the fact that she's the head of the state.
Okay, you made that point.